Welcome to Darklight Archives, where we uncover the haunting truths and fascinating tales that lurk in the shadows of history. Today we're diving into the world's top 5 scariest jobs in history. Jobs so terrifying they make your modern 9 to 5 look like a day at the spa. The question is, would you survive? Let's find out. The Leech Collector. In the 18th and 19th centuries, doctors believed leeches were the ultimate cure for almost everything, but someone had to catch those slimy suckers. Enter the Leech Collectors, brave souls who trudged barefoot through swamps and rivers, letting leeches latch onto their skin. Their payment? Pennies per leech. Their risk? Blood loss, infections, and even anemia. Imagine willingly being a walking buffet for parasites. Would you wade into the swamp or nope out of there? The night soil man. Before modern plumbing, human waste had to go somewhere, and it was the job of the night soil man to collect it. Under the cover of darkness, they emptied chamber pots and cesspools, transporting literal tons of excrement. The dangers, toxic gases, disease, and the ever-present threat of slipping into the filth they were carrying. Not to mention, they were often social outcasts. If you were handed a shovel and told to clean the streets, could you stomach it? The Sin Eater. Talk about a creepy gig. In 17th and 18th century Britain, sin eaters were hired to absorb the sins of those no longer alive. They'd eat bread placed on the corpse or a ritual meal, believing it would cleanse their soul. But the job came with a price. Sin eaters were considered cursed, shunned by society, and thought to be eternally damned, all for a crust of bread. Would you risk your afterlife for a paycheck? Chimney sweep, child edition. During the Industrial Revolution, chimney sweeping wasn't just a dangerous job, it was often a child's job. Tiny bodies were perfect for squeezing into narrow chimneys where they'd scrape off soot and debris. The risks: falling, suffocation, burns, and long-term respiratory issues. Oh, and there was zero protection or safety gear. Could you climb into the dark, claustrophobic space of a chimney, knowing it might be your last job? The Plague Doctor. The infamous plague doctors of the 14th century were hired to treat victims of the Black Death. Armed with little more than herbs stuffed into their beak-like masks and a stick to poke patients from a distance, they faced unspeakable horrors. Their risks? Contracting the plague, watching entire towns succumb to the plague, and having no real protection from the disease. They were essentially walking into death traps every day. Could you face such grim odds, all while wearing one of the creepiest uniforms in history? So, which of these terrifying jobs would you have the guts to do? Or would you call it quits and opt for something a little safer? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into history's darkest jobs, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more morbid curiosities. Thanks for watching Darklight Archives, where the past is darker than you think.